Alright, we are back with another Chucky episode review. We only have one episode left, so let's get into this one. But I have a special guest with me today. Come on over. So, I got my girlfriend Simone here with me, and I told you guys that we've been watching the episodes every week, so she knows a lot about what's going on, so she's gonna give her input on what she thinks. So let's go right into the review. This episode, I didn't think was as good as the other ones. The other 6 episodes were a lot better. This one was a little bit more on the suspense side and not too much on the thriller or horror side, but got some key points to jump into. So the first one here, Lexi has made a huge turnaround as a character. Now, y'all remember when she first started out, we all hated her and we all wanted Chucky to kill her and get rid of her. But after Jake saved her from almost dropping down, that's when she started to grow on me a little bit. But the last episode, when Junior broke up with her and she started to become more of her own person, you kind of start to feel like she's a better character than she was before.
She even called them like family, so that was nice.
She did?
Yeah, she was like, oh, you know, we're family in the last episode. Yes.
Jennifer Tilly walked up to Junior's
kissing.
father and started kissing. That was so weird. Huh?
That's suspicious.
I mean, what do you mean suspicious though?
Like, why? Where did she come from?
Well, he said he didn't know her. Well, I guess we'll never know. She just walked up to him at the same day that they were burying Bree, and she just kissed him, and he just stood there and just let it happen. That was really strange.
That's weird.
And
that's suspicious.
Why do you think it's suspicious?
Because, like, I feel like she's like, she knows about the whole, like, what's going on with people, like, you know, parents dying and shit. Something that Chucky's doing, and, like, maybe they collaborated on that.
Well,
they set it up.
What, to kiss Logan?
Yeah, that way, what's his face? His son, Junior can see it and resent his dad.
Oh, that's a good idea. I didn't even think about that. Oh, so she's...
And then, you know, in the room when Chucky was saying, oh, and he's a cheater?
Who's a cheater?
Him. His dad.
He said he's a cheater?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
And then he came out the room talking to the dad, talking about who's that woman at the funeral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember him saying he was a cheater though.
Yeah, well, something like that.
Okay, so it looks...
He pointed it out.
Alright, so apparently she's been paying more attention than I was that last episode. So it looks like there was a conspiracy that she has that Chucky and Tiffany set up the whole thing with the kiss, which is probably true because it was a way to turn Junior into a killer because he turned against his father. So then we're going to go to the next key point, which I thought was a little bit smart, but she thought it was stupid, was when Andy decided to leave Kyle at the gas station to go and kill Chucky himself. I thought it made more sense because this all started with Andy Barclay and it's only right for him to fix it. But let me know what you think about that.
I think that was kind of foul since they were on that trip going there together, and then he just like ditched her in the middle of nowhere. And he could have, like, she could be like, you know, helpful.
She could, but I mean, she could also probably die. He probably couldn't live with that on his shoulders.
I guess.
You just don't like it at all.
It would have been like good for him to have some backup.
I thought it added more to Andy's character because it shows that he's not afraid and he's actually a hero. He's willing to put his life on the line, but nobody else's.
He should have thought about that before bringing her on.
Then the next key point here is Devin decided to stop seeing Jake. And this was a little bit on the sad side because they had just had that kiss in, I think, the last episode, maybe the one before that, and they started to be a couple. And right then and there, it looked like Devin was kind of afraid of Jake because of wherever Jake goes, he brings murder with him. It made sense. But it was still kind of sad to see because it's almost like your own partner just like kind of giving up on you. Like, I don't want to deal with you because you're a bad omen. Almost. That's how I took it. It
was sad, but like I understood why he didn't want to stay because like of what you said, everywhere he goes, somebody dies. And plus, like in the beginning, his mom didn't even like want him. His mom.
This happens like every video.
His mom didn't want him talking to Jake at first.
Yeah, but then she opened up to him, remember?
Well, yeah, but like, I mean, that was her first thought about him.
I'm gonna leave that in the video. Then the next major key point was when you found out that Junior was working with Chucky. They had a little scene when Junior was walking in the room and the Chucky doll was moving. And we both looked at each other like, wait a second, like, does he not see the doll moving? And of course he ignored it because at that point he was already working with Chucky.
Oh yeah. He was already working with him by then?
Yeah, remember? Because then they came back from the commercial and then he was sitting there talking to him about everything.
But they didn't even show like the beginning, like how he found out about Chucky though.
Yeah, they didn't show that. Okay, so then the next one was when Chucky came alive talking to Logan. Junior actually killed Logan with the Chucky doll. The first one I had a problem with was I didn't know those Chucky dolls were made of like steel or something because when you looked at Logan's face, like like he had like a big gash going along the side of his head, and he just like beat him to death with that doll. I thought those dolls were like very soft and fragile, and like, you know, like
plastic.
Yeah, but not like too soft. But that thing seemed like it was made out of damn steel or something. Like the way it cut through the dude's head, like that was really weird. I thought the doll would have broken before it got to the point where it did that much damage to him. And he was talking to Logan, and I don't remember what Chucky was saying to Logan, but he was talking a lot of shit to Logan. He was talking a lot of shit in Logan's face, and then Junior was holding the doll in his face, and he was just going at him. The very last one was that Andy looks like he's walking into a trap, because it looks like now that Junior's working with Chucky, they're both in the house.
Oh yeah.
And Andy, the last thing you see is Andy walk up to the door and Chucky and Junior looking out the window. And I think Chucky said something about you have to know your enemy. Yeah. So it looks like Andy's about to walk into a trap, and I'm hoping he doesn't get killed, because Andy is the main character of the whole franchise aside from Chucky. But if there's anybody that has to end this, it has to be Andy. If Andy would have killed Chucky at the end of Curse, if he would have killed him there, none of this would have been happening, because that was before Chucky split his soul into different beings. And then you see now that Andy keeps the head from that same movie. It just, I don't know, I feel like Andy could have ended this so long ago, but he just wanted to sit there and toy around and waste time with Chucky, and now this is pretty much all his fault. So I mean, he has to be the one to fix this. Alright, so that was our review for it. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you leave a like, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to share that video, because we're on that road to 1,000 subscribers, guys. So that's all I got.